Hey, what's up guys? Have you guys ever wanted to visit a place like this, but your friends, like, they just either don't have time or they don't want to go? Well, why don't you travel by yourself? And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. How to overcome your fear of traveling solo.
And they say if they...
So first I wanted to talk about the pros. Some of the pros that go with it. So if you're traveling by yourself, a pro can be you get more flexibility. Like, you can go wherever you want, whenever you want. You don't have to answer to anyone. You're by yourself. So that's honestly an amazing perk of traveling by yourself. Another thing is you get to choose your own itinerary. You don't have to compromise with someone else. You don't have to be like, okay, well, so-and-so wants to go here, but you want to go here. So you gotta meet in the middle. Like, you don't have any of that. You're on your own, so you get to choose your own itinerary. And then also for myself, at least, I spend less money when I'm by myself. I'm very frugal, and if I'm by myself, I make PB&J sandwiches. I like eat really cheaply. I try to fill up at gas stations that have competition, so the prices are a little lower. Some of these things you might have to compromise if you are with someone. So that is just another perk in my opinion, and that works out in my benefit. Another nice thing about traveling alone is that you get to go at your own comfort level. Whether you're a complete beginner or you're an expert, you are on your own. You don't have to, like, let's say your friend wants to go on a hike, but you don't feel comfortable doing it. It's not something that you are you're used to. So you might feel bad and feel obligated to go on that hike with your friend. But if you're by yourself, you don't have to. Or maybe you want to go on something, but your friend doesn't. If you're by yourself, it's all handled. You can go wherever you want. I think another cool thing about traveling by yourself is that it makes it easier to meet new people. Because if you're with a friend or anything, you usually invested in hanging out with them. But if you're on your own, you know, it sometimes does get a little lonely, which kind of sucks. But you have that opportunity. You don't have any obligations, so you can go meet new people if that's something you're comfortable with. And if you're not comfortable with it, maybe it's something that you can try and kind of get out of your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Dun dun dun! Now we're going to talk about the cons of traveling by yourself. So as I said before, it can get a little lonely when you're traveling on your own. So that can be a con because no one likes to feel lonely, you know. So that is something that to take into consideration. Another thing is you only have yourself to rely on. If you're going to a national park, if you're going somewhere just outdoorsy, even if you go to a different city or you're traveling abroad, whatever you're doing, sometimes you won't have cell service, or you won't have Wi-Fi, or you won't have connection. If you don't know how to read a map, if you don't know how to do something, how to get somewhere, you only really have yourself to rely on. You can really ask people around you, but like right now I am by myself. There's no one around right now. Really, there's no one. When I parked in the parking lot, there was no one here. I only have myself to rely on. If I get lost, I can't ask anyone. So always have a sense of direction, always know where you're going, always plan out your routes, especially when you're by yourself. Another thing is if you get hurt, there's no one else around. You really have to be careful when you're by yourself, because if you get hurt, who's gonna help you? You can only help yourself. And if I get hurt, I'm kind of SOL. Like, I gotta get myself out of here. I don't know, like, you have no other alternative. So that's something else to take into consideration when you're by yourself traveling or hiking or anything. Really be cautious and be careful that you don't hurt yourself. Another thing to take in consideration for males and females, but especially for females, I would say, you really have to be careful. You don't really know, like, you can meet new people and stuff like that, but really be smart about it, because you're traveling on your own, and you know, you just never know what could happen. So always stay safe, always be smart. If you need to, carry pepper spray. That's something that can give you some kind of security, you know what I mean? I feel like we can kind of agree that it is a little safer for males and less safe for females. So that's something to take into consideration as well. Alright guys, so what we're going to do, we're going to get into the meat and bones of what I wanted to talk about. How to get over your fear of traveling by yourself. So, alright, let's talk about how to get over your fear of traveling alone. So I think an important question to ask yourself, why are you scared to travel alone? Are you just scared to be by yourself? Are you scared that you'll get lost? that you'll get hurt and no one will be able to find you. Maybe you're gonna get murdered or you're gonna get kidnapped or something. These are all legitimate excuses to not travel by yourself. But I really think that it shouldn't keep you from traveling on your own. So I think an important one is, are you afraid to be alone? That is one of the reasons I suggest that you try to start doing things by yourself. Maybe go to a movie by yourself. Try going on a hike by yourself. Try an easy hike. Try going to the beach by yourself. If being by yourself is just you don't enjoy doing, maybe you're an extrovert. If you're traveling on your own, you can still meet new people. It's pretty easy, you know. You can just go up to someone and say hi. It's not something that I'm completely comfortable with yet. I can do it, but I kind of enjoy being by myself. I'm an introvert. I like to be very introspective and just, you know, that's just personally me. Just know yourself. But if that is something that you're scared of, try doing things by yourself. Try getting out there alone, and you'll start to get a little more comfortable with it. And then once you're comfortable with it, you can actually transfer that over, and then you can go travel. And you can go experience things like what am I experiencing right now. I think another big thing is that people are scared they're gonna get lost. This can be for, you know, if you travel abroad to a whole new country, or it can be if you're traveling on a road trip and you don't have service. Maybe you won't have service for either of them. One thing you can do is, for out of country, you can get a SIM card. You can go to a country, get a SIM card, put it into your phone, put it into a burner phone, whatever you're more comfortable with. As for road trips, it's a little more tricky. What I like to do though is I like to open up Apple Maps and Google Maps. And what this does is you can open up both apps and put in each place that you want to go. So maybe you want to go to point A, which is your first one, and then point B, which is your second one. But you know when you get there, you're not going to have any service. As long as you keep those apps open and you don't close them, even if you don't have service, it will still get you to the point. So if you want to go somewhere, make sure you know where it is, open it up in the maps, go there first, and then you can go to your second place. And then you can kind of map out like how you can get out of there. If you go to a national park, they have maps. It's super easy. But most of the time when you're on a road trip, you're gonna have some kind of data that you can use for GPS that you can get there. So that shouldn't really be a problem. Plan where you're going, and especially if you're doing it the first time, I suggest that you plan out your routes, you look where you're going. It'll make it a lot more enjoyable, and you know, you won't feel anxious. Another big one is that people are kind of scared to get kidnapped or murdered, and I always laugh because it is possible. It is definitely possible. It has happened before. But these things are so like rare that they don't usually happen. If you're scared of that happening, well, first off, I've been doing some traveling and I've never heard of that happen to anyone, and I've never had it obviously happen to me. I like to go different places, and I usually don't stay there more than 1 or 2 nights. It just depends. I'll go to that one place and I'll camp in my car, so I'll just sleep in my car pretty much. Usually I pull over to a secluded place off the road, make sure that no one's there, it's nighttime, and then I fall asleep. And I've been doing that for a while now, and nothing has ever happened to me. No one has ever knocked on my door and been like, hey, you can't be here. No one's ever tried to kidnap me. No one's ever tried to kill me. If that is still something that you're scared of, what you can do is just find places to camp. Most campsites probably cost around $10 to $20 usually a night. Find these first come, first serve campsites. Try to get there as early as possible. Just know where you're going, know when it's gonna be busy. When you're going by yourself and you're not comfortable, make sure you plan everything out. And if you're still kind of wary of it, just make sure you know the areas. Make sure you don't park near a city, I should say. So if you don't know, I say don't do it. Don't park there. I think the safest places to park are usually secluded areas where there's no one around. No one can see where that is. All they see is the road, because that's where their headlights are. So they're never even gonna see you unless they happen to pull over where you are, which is probably never gonna happen. And if it does, it's probably someone looking to park and sleep there too, so they're not gonna really bug you. Those are just some things that you can do to make yourself a little more comfortable. I really hope that I can help you get out there and go travel. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment below. Ask me a question, I will answer it. And if you guys haven't followed me yet, you can follow my Instagram here at Brad Harkema. If you guys want to know what I pack for solo road trips, you can check out this video. It's going to show you what I pack on my solo road trips, how I do it. I'll show you what I'm going to be packing and what you can do to make your solo trip a little more enjoyable, a little easier. Alright guys, so this is Brad Harkema here, signing off, and I hope you guys have a good one. And then what I like to bring is a hydro flask, any insulated container will really work just to keep your stuff cold. Dude, if you are going on a road trip, make a playlist, make your favorite playlist,